Hey guys, it is Saturday. We had a pretty bad sell-off, and we bounced back a little bit. We're back to 67,500. And this episode, I really just want to look at the longer-term picture of flows versus Bitcoin price. And there's a good question as to, is Bitcoin price driving flows or is flows driving Bitcoin price? I think there's a little bit of both, but let's just take a quick look at the data. So I want to show you this tweet that I put out, and we can kind of go through it a little bit. But basically, I looked at the beginning of the year, I looked at from Hey Apollo, the total cumulative flows, and I overlaid that with the Bitcoin price. And we really see there's three phases here, right? Their phase one was from January 11th to February 15th, roughly. And in that month, that was the first launch of the ETFs. And basically, Bitcoin did all of nothing and went down even a little bit, but just basically did nothing. And the flows were net flat. Now, after February 15th, we saw a complete pickup of these flows. And that was very correlated with this really explosive rally in Bitcoin from, 40,000 to, let's call it 70,000, right? And then ever since March 15th, right, we've had this sort of sideways motion. So really three things where all of which are correlated with the top headline flows. Now, there's a little bit to unpack underneath that, because in the first phase, we actually had this forced liquidation from FTX and out of Grayscale happening, right? And, that continued. Grayscale was still bleeding into the second phase, but the real fund flows really picked up from BlackRock and Fidelity in sort of the second phase, and they completely overwhelmed that GBTC selling. And in the last phase here, we had a big sell-off, and it really was right around March 15th, right? And you'll notice the sell-off happened a little bit before the flows stopped. So you might think that actually the sell-off stopped the flows. And I think there is some case to be made for now seeing some sense of the flows. The Wall Street got a little spooked by the action in the Bitcoin market. So it was doing great up until then, but now potentially it's Bitcoin driving flows. And, again, the flows from BlackRock and Fidelity are still somewhat strong, but a lot less than they were in this phase, right? So it's really not the case that there's these two independent things, which is the flows from Wall Street and Bitcoin price. They do tend to impact each other. If we do get flows from Wall Street, it does appear we're going to get a higher Bitcoin price. But it also appears that if we do get a sell-off in the Bitcoin price, it can impact flows. So that's kind of where we are. I think it's all, having this huge buyer here is a great thing, but this buyer can get spoofed just like any other buyer, and you can't count on this buyer to just buy relentlessly. And I think that was a mistake that some people were making. They made it here because initially people were thinking, okay, these Wall Street was just going to buy relentlessly, but they didn't completely, and they really did here, but they did get spooked here. So I think that's what's going on. I don't know. Maybe somebody else has better analysis than me, and I will catch you on the next episode. And please subscribe to my YouTube thing, because I'm trying to get past up to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, and that kind of gets the machine kicking in order and gives me more subscribers and more traffic and everything. So thank you very much, and I hope you got something out of this episode. Thanks.